Hello everybody, Roland here. I play my Boaz One guitar for about 6 months now, and today I want to show you all the essentials that I found out about the Boaz One. A couple of years ago, me and hundreds of other backers invested in the idea of Boaz Alkayam, who is a world-known and very famous luthier and a guitar-building genius, if I'm allowed to say that. So his vision was to create a guitar that is very versatile, very resistant against environmental influences such as moist, humidity, and things like that, to make the perfect electric guitar that builds a bridge from beginners to pros, that is perfect out of the box, with no hesitation about setting up the bridge or setting up the neck and all that stuff. And he did quite a good job. The Boaz One guitar consists of 3 main parts, which I show you now. The first part that I want to show you is the so-called core. This is the core of the Boaz One. It holds the strings, it is the neck, the machine head with the tuners, the nut, and the bridge. On the back you have some connectors to the other parts and an Allen key to raise the string height, which I show you later in that video. The next part is the so-called pickup module. You have the module, you have the core, and as simple as it is, put it in and click and you're good to go. The third part that makes the whole guitar complete is the body. There are also several bodies available. I tell you about that. And mounting the core with a pickup module to the body is also quite easy. Let me show you this. There is a space which holds the foot of the core. So bring it like this with a soft click, and then make a little pressure, just a little pressure, with thumb and fingers, and tight, not too tight, but tighten up this screw on the back, which is a kind of security screw, so it can go out. It's completely fixed. And ready is the Boaz One to play. To be honest, I will not play on this video because I did a bunch of videos already on YouTube, and I give you a link to the playlist, to my YouTube playlist with the Boaz One videos down there in the description box. There are 4 different cores available, necks, so to say. The bridge is everywhere the same. This here is the regular or guitar core, guitar neck with built-in frets made of the same material as the neck itself. And this is made for string sets going from 008 to 011. So if you prefer heavier string sets, 12, 13 or 14, maybe, you need the so-called core F or enforced neck. So with 12, 13 or 14s, the tension is much higher and so the neck needs more enforcement on the inside. There's also a fretless neck available for those who like to try a fretless guitar, which I never did, but it could be very interesting. And the fourth version of the core is a neck with metal frets, for those of you who prefer the classic metal fretwork. But let me tell you, those frets, even if they are plastic, are very smooth, very good to play. Bending, tapping, everything is good possible, and they feel like jumbo frets. I think they feel like jumbo frets. They're quite high, so good for modern styles, good for soloing lead guitar, but also for rhythm guitar, finger picking. I did several things with it. So now let's talk about the bodies. There are three different bodies available. One is the full body with legs, or so to say, with a integrated guitar stand, which I have. So this one has a complete front, and it has also a complete back. And on the back there is a stand you can pull out, and the guitar stands by itself. I choose this variation of the body because it is on the back completely closed. So to me it feels most similar to other solid body guitars. Wasn't the reason why I ordered this one, choose this one. But there are two other variation of bodies. One is the winger body, which is only a kind of a wing that's mounted on the upper side. And the other one is the so-called full body, which has a full front, but the back is missing. So this is the three variations you can choose. Every variation of the body has an integrated pick holder, which is really a nice and very useful detail. So you have always two picks with you. They're easy to get out, easy to get in and quick, but they won't fall out. Great. Of course, all the body variations have strap pins, very nice strap pins, here and here. One thing that we learned and found out in our user group is that if you have a rather new leather strap or a strap with leather ends, like I have, it can cause some sound to the hollow parts of the guitar. And you don't want that sound because it's a kind of resonance that the leather causes when it rubs. So an easy way to fix is to put some rubber rings on it, here and here. These rubber rings are easy to get. They also are available as a guitar accessoire. But you can also find them on older beer bottles, for example, with the spring opener. So very easy to fix that problem. With the winger body and the full body, not this one with this stand, the full body without stand, it is possible to quick change the pickups, because you can reach the release knob that is underneath here and quick change on the fly the pickup modules. As I said, with this variation of the body, it's not possible. To change the pickups, you have to remove the body And then you can pull out the pickups. And now let's talk about the modules, the pickup modules. And this is what the guitar also makes unique. There have been several other systems in the last decades to quick change the pickups, but none of them were able to quick change the whole electronics. So it's not only the pickups, it's also the pots, the switches, the wires, and the output jack. And that is what makes the guitar most versatile, because you can switch from a Strat style to a Les Paul style to a Telecaster style to P90 style. But let's go into details. So what I have here on my Boaz One right now is the ST single coil module with 3 single coils, Kent Armstrong design single coils, especially for Boaz. They clock in at 8, 9 and 10K, so really strong ones. You have a volume, you have 2 tone knobs like traditional, but you don't have a 5-way blade switch. You have 3 switches to switch every pickup on or off. So this gives the ST module 7 different sounds. You have neck, neck and middle, middle, middle and bridge, bridge, which are the traditional 5, and you have neck and bridge, neck, middle and bridge. Great opportunities. And I used all of them and they sound very different. Great pickups. I love this. The next module that I want to show you is the so-called LP module, which of course stands for Les Paul, with 2 humbuckers. Also, again, especially made by Kent Armstrong for Boaz. 2 very powerful humbuckers. They clock in 18K in the neck and 25K on the bridge with ceramic magnets. You have the classic Les Paulish wiring, so 2 volume, 2 tone, and a 3-way toggle switch. So now you have seen 2 of the modules, but there are 5 available. The third one that I don't own is a TE module with the classic Telecaster setup. Neck, bridge, 2 pots, and a 3-way switch, which some of the members of the group have, and told me that it really sounds great. And the next one that I also don't have is a module with P90s. Those P90s sound also really great, strong ones with a good punch. Maybe I buy one in the future. The Tele module and the P90 module also, of course, have especially designed pickups from Kent Armstrong. Now I have told you about 4, but what is the 5th? The 5th variation of pickup module is an empty module. With the empty module, you can realize all your wishes about pickup constellation, pots, switches. You can realize whatever you want. But there are some things to obey. I tell you about that. I've always been a great fan of DiMarzio pickups, most of all the DiMarzio 36th anniversary PAFs. So it was quite clear that I built myself a DiMarzio PAF module with the 36th anniversary PAFs. And I decided to keep it quite simple. Only the pickups, a volume knob, and a 3-way switch. You can hear it on several videos that I made for YouTube. It sounds really great. So this is my custom module, which I built out of the empty cassette that is available. What all the 5 modules have in common is this metal clamp, which is needed to keep the strings grounded when the module is in place. And all the modules also have in common that there is this release knob, which you have to press to pull out the module from the core. But there are also some restrictions that you have when you build a custom module. As you can see, there is a limited space here, which is a little bit over 2 centimeters. And what you also see is a limited space here for the pots and the switches. So you have to keep an eye how big the pots are underneath and the switches underneath. And what will also happen with most of the pickup brands is that the mounting screws will be too long. So I had to order some screws, which is not very expensive and easy to get via Amazon or other sources. And you have to obey that they are not longer than 18 or 19 millimeters. Otherwise, they will stick on the bottom and it won't fit perfect. Boaz had some great ideas to help you to build your module perfectly. So if you open it, you find a center line. I show you a photo. You have a center line right here, which makes it easy for you to center the pickups perfectly, to draw and cut out the holes so that everything will sit right in place under the strings. Talking about pickups sitting under the strings, I measured it out on my Boaz One, and all the Boaz One cores string-wise are the same. And when you buy your own pickups, you have to choose F-spaced, so-called F-spaced ones, because sometimes regular pickups will have their pole pieces too narrow, so they won't lay exactly under the string. Take it F-spaced and you're good to go. Now let's talk about setup. And as I told you in the beginning of the video, the setup of the guitar is as easy as you can imagine. So the first thing to know is you don't have to set up the neck. So if you choose the strings, as I said, from 8 to 11, it will always be perfect to the tension of the strings. Nothing to set up. And now I show you the way to set up the string height. It's quite easy. Take the Allen key that is underneath. I have shown you this. Or take a simple screwdriver just like this. And you find holes in these wheels. So stick the Allen key or the screwdriver in the hole. And if you turn the wheel towards the headstock with a click and a click and a click, you can lower the strings. The opposite direction, click, 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 you rise the strings. It's that easy. But it's not only easy to make. It also regulates the intonation automatically. Why is this so? The tongue, the red tongue, sits on the wheel. And on the tongue lays the string. So the tongue is a fixed point. I show you this with the screwdriver. If you turn the wheel against the headstock and lower it, the end of the screwdriver, so the intonation, will get a little tiny bit forward. And if you rise the string, make the wheel go higher, it goes a little bit more backward. And so it regulates the intonation. What a genius! So we are almost through, and the last thing that I want to tell you is how to clean the guitar, because it is different from other methods that you know. There is no wood here. So the only thing that you need to use is a slightly hand-warm water, just pure water with a tiny drop of dishwasher fluid. Take a microfiber cloth, make it moist, and wipe your guitar, everything from top to bottom, wipe it with that cloth. You don't need more. That's it. Nor oil, nothing like that. One last thing that I can tell you, what we found out in the user group, is that sometimes this screw on the back goes a little hard. Most of all when it's new. So we found out just a small drop of oil on the screw and it's very smooth. I hope this video helped you, gave some answers, gave some inspirations. I want to thank all the guys from the Boaz user group. And of course, I want to thank Boaz himself. If you have questions, please write down in the comments and I will answer you. And I will help you, or I ask the guys from the user group, or I ask Boaz. So, have a good time, have a good sound, and keep playing. Bye.